Well, I don't think he's going to kill you.
Are you sure about that?
Jeff, what the heck? Jawtay? What? Jawtay? Oh yeah, that's his new name. He made it for himself. Oh, he did? So, huh? You picked this old man falling apart. It's like you have nothing to do. There's not even anything to talk about with him. From his mouth comes only growling and ridiculous attempts at speech. Oh boy. It's really boring without puns. Yes, you're right about that, my pink shiny improved copy. He may still be punning, but I don't understand a single word of his. But he's got a friend right on his body, a whole big mouth. Ugh, friend. More like a parasite. Just like you, genius. Oh, everybody's getting parasites. That mouth will be even more useful. It'll be suitable for throwing away scraps and recycling garbage there. You are cruel and evil, Dice. I often throw everything there that I haven't finished. To some extent, he's just like a black hole. Everything thrown away isn't returned. Ooh. What is it? What are you talking about? Some kind of mouth? On his body? It's creepy. Terrifying. Ah. Well, you can't change the choice. Actually, I can, but I'd have to die first. Let it devour you or something else. I won't feel sorry for you, since you'll be eaten just like garbage. He won't come alone, otherwise. He will fall apart on the way. Why are you so mean, Dice? Dice, what's wrong with you? Jeff has fallen so low that now he's looking after him, although it's time for Jawtay to go to the coffin. It would be better if Jeff put him there, nailed him, and buried him in the ground. He probably wouldn't fight for life. He'd just lie down and die, and his mouth would drown in his own saliva. Do you hate the guy or not, Dice? He treats his companions with such contempt. No matter how bad he looks now, he's still part of the gang. Shouldn't the gang members be friendly and take care of each other? Yeah. His stories make you scared to imagine what an old meat-loving man has turned into, but you're ready for anything. I have a feeling that I'm not. I'll go. You stay here and wait for him to appear. Okay. Bye, boss. I would love to leave here if I could. Dice left, leaving you alone in this red, unfriendly world. From afar, you have already noticed two people heading towards you. You were just waiting for them to come to you. From afar, you have already noticed two people heading towards you. You were just waiting for them to come to you. They'll get there. Jawtay holds on to Jeff so that he can move his legs. Aww. It seems the old man can't keep his balance while moving. Jawtay appeared with Jeff in front of you. Oh, Jeff. Oh, Jawtay. Ah, what has happened to you? What has happened? You know what? It's probably eating all that raw meat. It's made your stomach come to life. That's what happens. Don't eat raw meat. Jeff didn't cause you any feelings, except bewilderment, since you don't understand why he helps him. And your hair is orange. Doesn't he care how Jawtay usually behaves? He always had a disgusting behavior. You don't think that after a while he was able to at least change a little. The only thing that could possibly change in him is that now he probably won't be able to hurt you himself, but only with his mouth. Ew. His darn mouth can probably chew you up and spit you out. How does Jawtay even live with this mouth at all? Have his internal organs gone somewhere? Oh yeah, you kind of need organs in there. But the mouth is blushing. Why are you blushing? Did his biker suit come to life? You'd like to think it's just the new costume at a very high quality, but it is really alive. A toothy something looks at you for real and drools heavily. Its gaze was like that of a hungry predatory animal. What the heck is this? You have so many questions, but no one will answer them. You decided to take a closer look at your old friend instead of filling your head with questions. Jawtay looks terrible. He's grotesque. Jawtay was just standing there, twitching a little and staggering from side to side. His head was raised, and his neck was tense from, apparently, consistently finding his head in an uncomfortable position. Ooh. His eyes were bulging, and saliva dripped from time to time from his sagging, broken jaw. You were instantly frightened by the sight of his huge mouth on his body, which occupied most of his body. Now he was as disgusting as he should have been, although he had previously been so outwardly. Finally, the exterior fully reflects Jawtay inside. You've been thinking about Jawtay, and looking at him for so long, without saying a word, and without having time to say hello. Your thoughts were interrupted by Jeff and Jawtay's conversation.
Bless your heart, Jeff. If it wasn't for you, I'd have fallen long ago and my jaw would have flown off. I'm so warm, slap out, so I can't even beat anyone up and can't go on. I'm useless. The only thing I have is my broken jaw. Oh no.
Aw, don't say that. You're my friend. You're not useless. Everything will get better. Jeff, have you been infected with the worst thing of all? Toxic positivity? You don't have to thank me, Jawtay. It's actually not difficult for me to help you.
Ew, worm. Stop being so nice with me. I'm not your worm lover, boo. Don't worry about me so much. You don't have to take care of my jaw and my weak, feeble body. I hate all these teefterness. I hate all these teefterness.
He's still got puns.
People who like all these nice things are just worms. Maggots.
I haven't started behaving like this with you yet. I'm just trying to be caring and friendly.
Stop it! That's gay. It annoys me more than earthworms who can only dig.
You're surprised how Jawtay is still able to speak with his jaw broken and all. Like, come on, Grandpa. Come on. Let's get you to bed, Grandpa. It's like he doesn't make any effort to speak, and the words come out of his wrong mouth just because. Gotta appreciate the effort, though.
By the worm, don't call me that. It's my teetherable old name. Don't just stand there assassin me, boy. Do what I ask you. My name's so wacky it doesn't fit me. Since recently, I've glued together my ridiculous name with the word jaw. Like it or not, I'm a new me now.
Yeah, definitely brand spanking new.
Scarier. Wormier. I don't know.
Okay, Jawtay, the scary old man. I'm sorry. I always forget that you have a new name.
That's fine, my worm friend. Me, the jar man, is not so offended by you. I know you'll try your best. I mean, it's not the wormst.
I just forgot about it. It happens. You two are having a great time here. I'm not even a part of this. I'm just standing here. They continued to talk without paying any attention to you, as if you were not even present at all. You just stood there, watching them and listening to what they're talking about. You don't really want to interrupt them. You wait a little longer, listen to them to know what to expect from them at all.
It reminds me of some teeth joke.
Oh, tell me.
Okay, so look, worm, it's my joke. What is red and not good for your teeth?
Candy? If the candy is red, then strawberry or cherry flavored. Eating a lot of sweets is bad for your teeth. I think it's even worse than eating only meat.
Nah.
Oh, what is it then?
Bricks.
Ah, he'll be here all week, folks. Maybe. Oh. This joke didn't even make you laugh a little. Really? Oh, I thought it was hilarious. It seems to you that this joke has nothing to do with what they were talking about earlier.
I'm sorry, Jeff, but you're so fluffin' brainless.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm being so silly sometimes.
With this tooth joke, I tooth you that if I could, I'd use a brick against you because you keep forgetting my name.
He's so crotchety. He's so ornery now. Don't be so angry at me.
Don't take that seriously, darn pal. What do you think of my joke?
Oh, yeah, it was funny, Jawtay. I'm always glad to hear your jokes instead of swearing.
You didn't laugh enough, but I'll take what I get.
I just didn't get the joke a little.
Whatever. I know I'm joking like a schoolboy. You might not have hinted that I'm a show joker.
Oh, Jawtay, I won't argue with you. That's pointless. Just know that I have the opposite opinion about you.
You're doing the right thing, is not to argue, bud.
Fellas, I'm still here.
Something completely slipped my mind. Just like a worm slipping out of her eye's eye. I hate it. Why do I think about it? I hate it.
Oh, yeah, we came here because there's a newbie. Thank you for reminding me. I completely forgot about our task that the boss gave us. I got talking to you. You distracted me, but I don't blame you. It's surprisingly not so bad to communicate with you. Yeah, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought Jawtay wasn't going to be able to talk at all.
Stop it right now.
No, I mean it. It's really interesting with you, and I'm not making it up right now, and I'm not trying to make you angry on purpose.
I'm not interested in what you think. I don't like it. It would be better if you continued to call me an old crumbling fart. You're giving me a painful loss of pride.
I think it's a more humiliating nickname for you than calling you a good friend. You should treat positive words in your direction better.
Shut up, boneless worm.
Sure, Jawtay, whatever you want. Call me all you want. I don't mind. I know you don't really hate me. Fellas? They finally remembered why they came here, but they still didn't pay attention to you, continuing to talk. Therefore, you decided to disturb their conversation and say hello first, since you are not going to stand and listen in silence for a few more minutes. No matter how nice and sweet their conversations would be. Hey, hello, I'm here, guys. Have you forgotten why you came here again? I'm not forcing you to talk to me, but don't make me regret my choice. I just didn't want to feel left out. It turned out a little rude, but they should understand that it is unpleasant for you to be ignored, even though they themselves came here to you. It would be better if they didn't come here at all, if they are not that eager to talk to you.
Oh, Healthy Tooth is here.
Healthy Tooth? You talking about me? You better leave my teeth alone.
Sure thing, worm. I'm talking about you. You're a young teethlet. A healthy baby tooth that was just pulled out by a dentist. That's you. G'day, mate. Worm shop.
Hey, hello there, Espoir. It's a beautiful day, and the weather today, isn't it? Yeah, if you say so. After this little conversation between Jeff and Jawtay, you could already understand that there were only more puns. Worm puns, teeth puns, jaw puns. All right. It's crazy, but it's not that bad. Jawtay, it doesn't matter. He will still have his past name in your head. He still won't be able to get into your head and read your thoughts. Finally, they started communicating with you. You're not used to the company of these two bikers. You couldn't even imagine Jeff and Jawtay together. What beautiful weather. Is there at least something beautiful here? Okay, never mind. I mean, Jawtay and his friend, the mouth.
Hello.
Does the mouth talk? Oh, yeah. Hello, Jeff, Jawtay, and the mouth.
Before we continue, let me make a silly joke. Hee.
Oh no, not again. How many more jokes do you have to endure? His jokes don't even make any sense at all. They make a little bit of sense. That brick one was funny. Sure, Jawtay.
So, what do you call a bear with no teeth?
I don't know, Jawtay. What do you call a bear with no teeth?
Of course you don't. I'll tell you. Gummy bear.
All right, yeah, that checks out. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Jeff? Does the mouth have a name? Can the mouth speak at all?
Oh, Espoir, don't tell me you didn't like the joke, man. Well, okay, I don't care about you anyway. Lol.
Don't worry, not everyone understands your jokes.
I'm not upset at all. The newbie rather misunderstood the joke. I don't think that newbie is even up to it. Poor healthy tooth looks scared like a worm in an apple. So come on, Jeff, answer the newbie's question.
Whatever you say, Jawtay. I'm not sure it can speak. But the mouth has a name. Oh dear. Can you tell me its name? I wonder if it responds to its name. The mouth has the mind of not the smartest dog. Okay. Jawtay called it Meltt. Meltot? Cute, I think.
Meltot means mouth. I'm a fluffing genius.
You are. It sometimes reacts to its name, so you can even try to say hello, I think. That would be awesome. The mouth is usually friendly, but treats dice negatively. Me too, by the way. Why? Jeff instantly fell silent as soon as you gave your question. He was seemingly distressed. He looked at Jawtay as if giving him a command to help say something for him.
Let's say truth is stranger than fiction. That's as hard as a dumping gizzard. This worm carried secrets. We dug 'em all up.
Uh-oh.
That's all you have to know.
Oh, okay. I probably don't need to know more. And also, Varai seems to like Jawtay's mouth. Does he? He seemed very jealous of your relationship, Jeff. I think you're not paying enough attention to sweet Varai, and you should pay him a visit and be nice to him. He asked Jawtay several times to let him touch Melt's tongue. Varai calls the tongue a big red long worm. Well, yeah, I guess so. Just big red worm is another thing. Jawtay really allowed him to do it, only once. I would like to see this moment.
I don't want his wormy little hands touching my tongue anymore.
It seems that now Jawtay and Varai have become more or less friends. It warms my heart. It didn't seem like it, but okay.
Well, I don't hate him so much anymore. But he's still weird and ugly. So ugly his face would turn sweet milk to clabber.
But Jeff getting more and more like, shut up, stop, Jawtay, stop.
But I'm like this. I'm also ugly, so now we're the same. But I'm not a worm. And not stinky. He smelled bad enough to gag a maggot. It seems that even the maggots have started to rot in his body. This is our main difference.
I agree that he is not the most beautiful, but for me, he's definitely not a freak. And you too.
One more thing. He sees his worms everywhere, even where there are none. What's his fluffing problem? It's gross. He should stay away from me with his kinks, fetishes, fixations.
Stop giving me all these words, Jawtay. I got you, Jawtay.
Worm mania. Worm obsession.
Okay, that's enough.
The thing that makes him feel funny inside his breadbasket and lower down. Jerking off to worms.
Okay, Grandpa, let's get you into bed. Ew, Jawtay.
It doesn't matter what it's called, it's a problem anyway.
Well, Jawtay, to put it mildly, does not like Varai's hobbies. I still need to try to make you think of each other as friends more. Despite this, Varai treats him well and doesn't scoff in response. What a good boy he is. I'm so proud of him.
I'm fed up with talking about your boyfriend. He's the same as a bunch of rotten meat bought on the market for cheap and thrown to the very bottom of the freezer, also not needed. As soon as the meat is finally taken out of the freezer, most likely it'll be used in the very last case. Or also left there, because it's a pity to throw it away.
Can you shut up? You should stop talking.
Worm scum! Piece of filth!
The previous words were enough. Uh-oh, Jeff's getting mad. Anger flashed across Jeff's face. Look. What? Oh. He was extremely angry at Jawtay's insults towards his beloved, so Jawtay received a blow from Jeff in the shoulder. That didn't sound like a blow to the shoulder. The sound of the Jeff's blow was like a slimy knock, and a small dent was left on Jawtay's shoulder.
Eek! Okay. I went a little overboard.
Jawtay wasn't even able to grab the place where Jeff hit him with his hand.
I apologize to all the worms and maggots I offended.
You watched this circus and again felt superfluous in this company. You stood there and did nothing, and you actually really wanted to hit Jawtay too. Don't you talk about the baby boy like that. He has problems and he needs affection. After the second preventive blow to Jawtay's shoulder, Jeff abruptly changed the subject, switching to you. I'm sorry about that. We haven't forgotten about you. I noticed how you haven't forgotten. I'm sorry. Blame Jawtay.
Holy worm poops, my shoulder.
So, do you want to say hello to Meltt, maybe?
Not sure if it makes sense, but I can try.
Sure, please do.
Try it, if you dare, spineless worm.
Don't worry, Espoir. Jawtay is just joking again. Hey, Meltt, can you hear us? Meet the newbie, silly creature.
Ah!
The mouth stared at you with its animal eyes and growled something that doesn't even remotely resemble human speech. The growl coming from Jawtay's mouth, or just a slurping, distorted noise. From somewhere in the depths of the mouth, the smell of pine needles and rot comes. Pine needles? You couldn't call it a friendly greeting at all, more like a growl and a threat to devour you.
Oh, shut your worm-fluffing mouth! You're barking up the worm tree. Burp. That's it. This wormy whoosh won't hurt ya.
You know what? I'm a little scared to say hello. I'll just do it from like 12 yards that way. Oh, sorry. It's not really in the mood to talk right now. But don't be upset. You can still get acquainted. It's so gross. I'm a little afraid of that thing.
I know he's kinda stinky, lol. Don't be a timid worm. A miserable little maggot like yourself has to fight your fears. This fluffing mouth won't do anything to you while it's in my body.
Yeah, listen to Jawtay. He's right. No matter how rude he says it, he's right. We can just go to the garage now. Meltt feels more comfortable there. Why do they care about the comfort of some mouth on the body more than about you, the newbie? The newbie who is not very strong, and just a human, not creepy human in question thing. It offends you very much.
Gosh darn, I need to walk again. That's my least favorite. I can't crawl like a worm. I would rake the ground with my jaw.
Oh, don't worry. I'll help you. I understand how hard it is for you to move around. We'll cope together. And you, Espoir?
Me what?
Do you mind going to the garage with us? Do I have a choice? Of course I'll go too. We should go to the garage to continue communication. You will make friends with Meltt, and with us too, unless of course you already consider us friends. I don't think we'll be able to complete Dice's task of luring you into the gang, but we can just have a good time together, right? Then what's the point at all? Well, everything can still change. I'm just telling you right away that I don't really want to talk about biker stuff, and
I ain't gonna talk about this poop either.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go with you. You guessed that you would not become a biker. It was expected. Only, you were very sorry about your choice. It seems that, in the new Jawtay, there's not even any imaginary threat to your life. The mouth looks truly menacing and disgusting, but you're not sure that it will be able to harm you. For the first time, you're a little unhappy that someone is not dangerous. It says you! Jawtay's appearance can amaze and shock, but his behavior causes only laughter. What will he do to you? Will he pun and swear at you to death, or scare you with threats? The only threat here is this red-haired friend, but you're completely sure that Jeff will not protect Jawtay as he protects Varai. Come on, follow me, Jawtay. And you, Espoir, let's go. Jeff took Jawtay by the arm and led him. Jawtay, crouching obediently, went with Jeff to the garage. Jeff told you to follow them from behind, even though you wanted to go ahead. Jawtay barely moved his legs, as if he was afraid to take a step at all. Jeff calmly looked at him and encouraged him, which didn't really help Jawtay move more confidently and faster. Fellas, it's been too long since you went. You walked behind like a tail, literally forcing yourself to walk slower than the gray old man who should have been taken away by death a long time ago.
Move it, worm. Move my darn legs.
At a time when you could have taken 5 steps, they only took 1. In the case of Jeff, it would be more effective to carry Jawtay in his arms and not make him tense up and make you wait longer. The longer you walked, the more Jawtay got tired and walked slower. It was as if they were deliberately dragging out your time.
Jeff, it would be better if we stayed outside.
Why? Why so? Come on, just move your legs carefully. We're not in a hurry.
Pal, I'm slower than a Sunday afternoon.
I'm ready to lead you until Sunday. It took a few minutes of agonizing waiting, and you finally got there. By the time you reached the garage door, Jawtay seemed to feel better. As soon as you entered the garage, you tripped over your own foot.
Ah!
And instead of falling to the floor, you leant your head against Jawtay's head during the fall, which caused him to grab your head with his gums.
What?
No! I literally slipped and fell into his mouth. He opened his torn mouth wide, revealing soft pink gums and 2 rows with several rotten small teeth randomly placed on them. He let out a cross between a squawk and a trumpet voice that echoed through the garage. Sorry, man.
Hey, my head.
He wanted to grab you by the shoulders with his gnarled fingers, but he didn't have the strength to do it. Jeff, get your grandpa! If he had normal teeth, he would chew you up like a lion with his head stuck in his mouth. Jawtay held your head, chewed it, and slobbered on it. No, I am not chew toy. It looks like he's very hungry. Every person needs food, but he can't eat your head because of it. It didn't hurt, but you felt disgusting. You could barely contain the urge to vomit. You tremble from the saliva that flows down your head. You writhe from the smell like rotten meat eaten recently coming from the depths of his mouth. Your left eye is already covered with his saliva. Jeff! Jeff! Your eyes wanted to close, but you also wanted to keep them open. Even though there's nothing to see, and you can see the deep Jawtay's throat. It's so dark out there, you could only see a uvula. That soft, flexible, finger-like protrusion at the back of the throat. Jawtay made gurgling sounds. You were afraid to make unnecessary movements, so as not to tear off his lower jaw, since you have already stretched it very much with your head. Where is Jeff anyway? Is he just watching? Yeah, Jeff! The sight was really scary, but nevertheless, Jeff didn't take his eyes off you and Jawtay. Jeff! But Jeff didn't stay away for long. He pulled your head out of Jawtay's mouth, trying not to hurt you and him. When Jeff did that, Jawtay made a sound like he spat you out. Jawtay didn't hurt you, just made you uncomfortable. But you seem to have brought Jawtay's jaw closer to when it will come off sooner or later. Jeff wiped all the drool off you and checked if Jawtay was okay. Aw, he's like babysitting everyone. You feel like a chewed-up rubber dog toy after that. Jawtay, are you okay? Are you in pain? I don't understand what happened. I'm so sorry I didn't help you right away. I didn't really understand what happened. I slipped and fell in his mouth.
I feel like I've been chewed up and spit out.
I'm sorry, but hey, it's okay. Your jaw still is in place. Hey, I should have said that. You chewed me, Jawtay.
What did you just call me?
And why don't you, Jeff, ask me how I feel, too?
Hey! You miserable worm! What do you think you just did? I'll rip out your throat!
I meant no harm. It's you who just chewed me.
Dang my jaw!
What's wrong? Jawtay made the mistake of yelling at you. It had a bad effect on his jaw. Yeah. Or just get you a little, scarf, like Raziel from Soul Reaver. Talking after what happened was basically a mistake from the very beginning. His lower jaw began to peel off, and was on the verge of falling. Jeff won't be able to do anything with it anymore. Oh, no, your jaw! Uh-oh. You were even happy about it. Maybe after that he'll stop talking for good. Oh no, Jeff! Oh no! Jeff, on the contrary, was terrified. Yelping, he suddenly turned, almost crying, to Jawtay. Jawtay didn't care about Jeff. He tried to step away from him, thereby pretending that he didn't need help. Jawtay seemed to feel that this was going to happen. He was ready for it. Jeff was sweating profusely. He clutched his head with one hand and watched with wide-open eyes. This is a canon event, Jeff. You can't stop it anymore. The jaw was tearing off from Jawtay with a crack. He decided not to wait for it to happen, and he accelerated the process. Crouching in pain, or something similar, you're not sure what he feels, he tore off his lower jaw and threw it away. Be a man! Tear off your own jaw! Oh, God, I couldn't help. When his jaw dropped, you heard a sound, a terrible noise like a crunch that was unpleasant to your ears. That's it. The remaining scraps of skin just hung down. Up. Jawtay, are you okay? Show me somehow if you can't talk. Shake your head if you can. How are you still talking?
Abundant, fliff, fliff, everything naffy, dangin' unclass, girth and riff, stink fish.
He's still going. You can't stop. You can't stop Jawtay from making puns.
Nakada, bunny dead, the stench of curd flesh.
I got nothing.
Rotten skin, shim, nothing, blood fur, darn worm fluffer.
What are you talking to me or are you talking to Varai? Which worm fluffer are you talking about? It seemed that he would shut up forever. But no! The fact that he's still talking is absurd. It's impossible. I mean, as long as he still has a tongue and a throat. His voice is raspy, dry, low, grating like sandpaper. This speech is very difficult to understand, but he talks. Oh, you'd better not say anything more. I don't understand you well anyway. Okay, let's do this. You make some kind of sound if you're fine, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You'll be fine. I'll think of something to help you.
I'm sorry about what happened, Jeff. I had no plans to break his lower jaw more.
That's all right. Jeff, I'm getting the feeling that it's not all right with you, and you're going to beat me to a bloody pulp again. You didn't do anything. Jeff doesn't seem to need your apologies at all, but he decided to accept them for show and to avoid conflict, and therefore more problems. Hey, Jawtay, let's not get upset. Just look, your mouth is still smiling, you know? Let's do what we came here for. Aha. Your mouth and the newbie should make friends. Your mouth and the newbie should make friends. You look into the mouth of Jawtay's stomach, or the stomach of Meltt. That's what they called it, at least. The mouth looked slimy and wet as the tongue danced around, spreading the saliva. The tongue glazed every dangerously sharp tooth and spit, making them slightly shine. At least you have lovely teeth. Jeff looked at you expectantly, giving you your arm a little nudge to encourage you. What do you want me to do, Jeff? Hi, how are you? There, we're friends. I ain't sticking anything in that mouth. Go ahead. I think this will be a great way for you two to get closer. Can't be friends with one and not the other. What?
I don't want to put my hands near him.
He wanted you to touch it. The tongue. Sure, being friends with Meltt could improve your relationship with Jawtay and maybe even Jeff, but look at that thing. It could bite your hand clean off without a second thought. You would rather not be this thing's next meal. When was the last time it even ate? I need to join this gang and get the boys a buffet or something. What was the diet? Would it eat you, or was it secretly a vegetarian? Now that thought made you smile. Meltt's like, I don't want that beef, give me some celery. Imagine something like this eating vegetables. Heck no. You're just hoping it doesn't eat humans. I'm just hoping that I keep all 10 of my fingers. You took another step towards the mouth, making Jeff hum in approval. The eyes of the creature locked onto yours as you stepped closer, staring right into your soul. Jawtay also looked at you with worry, like he was scared of something happening. You looked at him and gave him a reassuring smile, trying to convince him that everything was going to go perfectly fine. Will it? Though it was more like you were trying to convince yourself. You looked back at Meltt and examined its large mouth further, seeing all the little veins and scars in its mouth. You wonder how some of those scars got there. Maybe it tried to eat something it shouldn't. Who knows? Like some glass? Although you remember how Dice mentioned before you met Jawtay that his mouth eats plastic, to some extent you feel sorry for this thing. Oh yeah, he did say that. You took a deep breath and slowly started moving your hands towards the creature's mouth. Its eyes locked onto your hands, and its tongue swished around, almost like it was an excited dog. Jeff just kept looking and smiling as you finally gathered up the courage. Jawtay just stood there, still, like he was afraid of the slightest movements would set something off. That made your heart beat quicken a bit. Why was he so nervous? Why would he be letting you do this if he knows something bad would happen? You wanted to pull your hands away before you made the biggest mistake of your life, but it was too late. The tongue suddenly wrapped around your hands, fully pulling them into its mouth. You felt like your heart just stopped at this sudden surprise, bracing yourself for the worst. But you didn't feel the sensation of meat ripping off your hands. Really? You looked back and saw the tongue was just licking your hands, getting in between some of the fingers. It felt slimy, and the texture of the tongue felt rough, but honestly, it didn't feel menacing. It was like a dog bathing you in its spit once it licks your face. You carefully felt the tongue up, feeling all the weird textures it had. You were careful not to touch any of the sharp teeth, not wanting to accidentally cut yourself. It felt weird to be touching this thing, gross even, but somehow it felt wholesome. Jawtay looked relieved as he finally relaxed his shoulders, like a weight had been lifted off of him. Jeff chuckled as he went up and patted your shoulder. See? Nothing to be scared about. Once Meltt gets to know you, everything will be peachy. I guess you're right. This doesn't seem that bad. My money's still on losing those hands. You continue touching the tongue of Meltt, feeling around the mouth a bit more. Your hands were beginning to turn wrinkly as the spit soaked into your skin, making you want to desperately wash your hands. You thought it was about time to stop playing this weird game. Does the mouth fetch? Uh-oh. You went to pull your hands out, but Meltt's tongue had a good hold on your hands. You chuckled a bit at its antics and shook your arms a bit for the creature to let go, but it just wouldn't. Your smile faltered a bit as you kept trying to pull away, but nothing gave. Jawtay sensed your troubles and looked down at his little creature, making a noise for Meltt to let you go. The creature still didn't let go. Actually, its tongue held tighter to your hands, making you panic. Was it going to eat you after all? Though its mouth wasn't closing, wasn't even tempting to chomp down. Maybe the creature just really likes you. Your head was flooded with so many thoughts, questions, suggestions, you just couldn't keep up. Was this a panic attack? Though everything stopped all at once as searing pain erupted. Uh-oh. You hissed as your hands burnt, but there were no fire, no smoke, nothing. Oh no. Oh, wait a minute. That mouth will be even more useful. It'll be suitable for throwing away scraps and recycling garbage there. Dice said it melts plastic. Oh no. You pushed away from Jawtay, trying to get your hands free, but you just couldn't. Jawtay only tugged with you as he desperately told Meltt to let go. At least that's what you thought he was trying to say. Uh-oh. Jeff's smile also faltered as he realized what was happening. Yeah. You guys knew his mouth could melt plastic, and you let me stick my hands in there? Jeff went over to you quickly and started panicking himself, trying to get Meltt off of you. Ah! Your hands started melting, making the skin slip off like butter. Ah, my fingies! Bits of muscle, meat, and bones started appearing, making you want to throw up. The pain was unbearable as you started to cry and pull harder, wishing the darn creature would have just bitten them off. The creature's saliva got everywhere as it dripped out of its mouth, making tiny holes in the floor appear. Your eyes widen as you see the floor sink in where the saliva hits, killing the hope inside of you. Fluff! Oh, flip-de-doodle! Jeff tries his absolute best to get the creature off of you, but he also tries his best not to hurt Jawtay in the process. The saliva slowly reaches your bones, making some of them and your fingers snap and crack. You fall to your knees, making the creature use its teeth to keep you in a grip, but it never bites your hands fully off. Jeff is screaming at you to get up, as Jawtay is trying his best to relieve any pressure he can. The world around you begins to grow dark as your heart drums in your ears. You can still feel the searing pain in your bones. Feel the melting of the flesh. Feel the jaws of the creature chomp down, slicing off what was left of your hands. Okay. You completely slump down as you take a deep breath of dirt. Jeff's hands felt soft as he grabbed your shoulders to check if you were okay. Though you never got to see his face, as the drumming of your heart went dead silent in your ears. Rude. How absolutely rude. Red ending. Digestion sensation. How dare you? Well, I don't think that could have gone any differently. Okay, we've had fun with dice, we had some intimacy with Varai, we learned about Jawtay, and we kind of learned a little about Jeff, but now I'm going to do Jeff and see what's going on with Jeff, because Jeff, for some reason, Padar wants me to look at Jeff. Because everybody got a little messed up being left behind, except Jeff, who became normal, and I want to know what's up with that. And also, he's the last choice anyway. Jeff? Great. I like your choice. The choice was most likely imposed on you by dice. I didn't impose a choice. I just said it was better to choose Jeff. Thanks for doing as I said, Espoir. Even though I didn't do that like 3 times before. In fact, the first choice I made was the one you hated the most. You'll pat the newbie on the head for doing what you wanted? Head pats from dice? Aw. No. The newbie hasn't earned my praise yet. So, about Jeff. Well, I don't think he's going to kill you.
Are you sure about that?
Unless, of course, you've heard someone from our gang. My name's not Duke. He's usually friendly to newbies, so there probably won't be any problems. Don't flatter yourself. He wouldn't kill anyone for you. He didn't even react in any way to the fact that some bikers wanted to kidnap you instead of Varai from the very beginning. He almost didn't care about how you lost your eye. Unnecessary information, a-hole. And so, yes, I know that, for my sake, Jeff wouldn't do it. It's quite insulting, really. He would rather hit me because of Varai than try to find the one who appropriated my eye. He doesn't care, despite the fact that you've known each other for many years. Did Jeff, lose his memory or something? Yes, probably. I don't really want to talk about him. I'd just like to know what's wrong with him. I used to trust him, but there's clearly something wrong with him. No one's noticed his oddities until we discovered a couple of murdered biker boys in one of our abandoned junk garages. They continued to lie there for a long time, kind of killed by the fact that he tore them with his teeth and chewed a little. What, Jeff? It was difficult to determine exactly, because they had pretty much decomposed by that time. Then it turned out that Jawtay also ate them a little and made his dishes out of them, for which I broke his jaw. Oh, golly. Thanks to these two, I also became a kind of cannibal, but I could well expect eating bikers from Jawtay, but not from Jeff. What's going on here, Jeff? He has to come here by himself. Wait a bit. I'll probably leave you here. Dice left with some sickness on his face, a fluttering translucent cloak trailing behind him. You haven't seen Dice like this before. It seems there is still something that can upset him a little. Jeff? You got some splainin' to do, Jeff. As the sound of Dice's footsteps fade, you wait patiently for Jeff to arrive. Seconds pass. Minutes. Heck, it almost felt like an hour. Still, no sign of the man anywhere. Do I gotta go looking for Jeff? You look around, feeling a bit anxious in the silence. This isn't supposed to happen. Usually when Dice says his final words, then leaves, the person you got was supposed to pop up. You look around more, taking a few steps towards the garage. You don't know exactly where the garage is, so you wander around for some more time until you've come across the one you need. Maybe he's in there. That makes sense. He could be waiting on me or tending to Jawtay. As you start walking closer to the garage, you hear a faint noise that stops you in your tracks. You look around again, but don't see anything. All you hear is a low rumble that gradually gets louder. It almost sounds like a... You hear a loud and rough vroom that vibrates through your bones, making your head snap towards the sound. A motorcycle. What? Bikers that have motorcycles? What? Actually, we've barely seen any of them ride motorcycles except for that one time when Dice ran me over with one. A motorcycle that Jeff is riding? You widen your eyes at the fast display, wondering why Jeff took the time to get on his darn motorcycle. You waved at him from afar to get his attention, but it already looked like he had you in his sights. Jeff! His motorcycle looked like it sped up as it was rushing towards you. Or more like, at you! Jeff! As Jeff got closer, it looked like the motorcycle was heading straight for your body. It wasn't aiming past you, and every time you moved from the side of range, Jeff would make sure the bike locked back onto you. Jeff! Jeff looked weird, and so did his bike. It seemed like him and the bike was glitching out of reality. Oh. It looked like Jeff's pent-up rage was speeding towards you. Panic started to rise in your throat as you realized Jeff was doing this on purpose. You back away, staring at the biker's face as he gets closer. You could tell he wasn't happy. Even though he was smiling, you could just see it in his eyes. What? I know what you did to Varai. You rejected him. What? Which playthrough are you talking about, friend? His words were muffled by the bike noises, but you could tell he was talking, rambling about something. I understand that you may not like him very much, but could you at least play along with him? Why do you want to hurt him so much, even here? Ah! His bike made a loud vroom as his smile died down into a menacing glare. You choked up as you started booking it towards the garage, hoping to find some safety from this man. Though every step you took wasn't even half the distance Jeff was closing on you. He was gaining fast. You could see the garage door as your breath was getting thin. You were so close. You could get help. You could escape this. Though your wishes were short-lived as you tripped on the pavement. Aw, dang it. You fell hard, scraping skin off your knees, elbows, arms, and your face. You gingerly looked up, seeing the garage only a couple meters away. The sound of Jeff's cycle filled your ears as you pushed yourself up, making blood drip on the ground. Your ankle cracked as you got up, making you yell out in agony as you hit the ground again. Fluff! No! You can't be broken! You tried getting up again, biting your lip as the pain in your ankle was unbearable. How could you give up now? You were so close. You're almost safe. Push! Never give up! Never surrender! You slid your leg as you limped towards the garage with tears threatening your eyes. The sound of the cycle ran through your brain, filling all of your senses. You only looked back when you saw the headlights shine on you, making your cries catch in your throat. Red. Blue. Black. Your vision was caught in a trance of colors as your knees instantly touched the ground. Jeff, what the heck? You didn't feel yourself fall, but you must have with the level you're on. Your vision cleared again as you saw Jeff suddenly stop his bike, but no screech was heard. You couldn't even hear his footsteps as he walked towards you. Now you listen here. I am good friends with Varai. You couldn't hear anything. Not even your own heartbeat. You couldn't feel anything either. You couldn't even feel the blood rushing in you and the blood rushing out of you. You couldn't even feel your heartbeat. All you could do was look as he stood in front of you, smiling. His eyes looked crazy, his teeth looked sharp, and blood was splattered on his body. Was that your blood? You don't remember him hitting you or touching you. Can't even remember what his bike did. Did it ever actually hit you? You looked down at your body. Nothing was out of place. So why did you feel so empty, shallow and lifeless? Blood dripped in front of you, creating a small puddle that filled tiny cracks. You looked up and saw a heart. He smiled widely at you as saliva dripped through his teeth. Was that heart? No, it couldn't be. Could it? Jeff! Why? There was no wound, no blood, no pain. So how could he be holding your... Your eyelids grew heavy as you couldn't take any more breaths. You just stared at him as he showed off his new toy. If he was talking, you couldn't tell or hear. But before your body ever hits the ground, you heard one last thing. Varai is a lot more lively than you are when you think about it. In the end, he still has a heart. What? What? Wait a minute, what? What? Your heart is his now. Wait, Jeff, I just got here.
20 minutes later.
Well, shoot. I think I may have done something wrong. I'm not entirely sure, and I may have to visit it again, but I'm pretty sure Jeff isn't supposed to kill me on sight. Maybe I said something wrong to Varai. I'm pretty sure I didn't reject him that badly, but I'm pretty sure I should talk to Jeff more than him just instantly killing me. So maybe I will have to come back to the wild biker boys when they don't kick me out. Jeff! Why? That was so rude, Jeff. Why are you being so mean? Yeah. So, if you have any advice on what I should do to make Jeff not kill me instantly, I would greatly appreciate it. But anyway, thank you for hanging out with me. Take care of yourself, have a great night, and remember, there is always hope.